Hey everybody, um, doing a Monday live stream. I have bad news. Um, I guess maybe good news, but bad news. I'll wait for more people to come on. Look at this stock today, Global X Green Building ETF up 2,400%. So there's no way a stock could go up 2,400% in a day. This must be a reverse stock split. 25-1. That's the only way. Hey, what's up? So get this. SQQ calls. Are you shorted the market? They're not good. I started this job last week because I was looking to do something because I was kind of bored because it takes me like 3 to 5 hours to do a video, and then by like noon or 1 p.m. sometimes I'm like done for the day and I'm like just been really bored. So there's this headhunter found me because I only really wanted to work local, like within like a 10-minute drive. I don't want to go out too far, ideally. So she said there's a job for you. It's like doing a company's like accounting, like kind of like their a bookkeeper kind of position. So I mean, I'm open to anything. I just wanted to like do something, like get out of the house. So the guy said, "Oh, I'm too overqualified for the position," and no, I'm not. I'm doing a video a day. I just have so much free time, even after the video. So I just wanted even like part-time job. I was just looking just to really get out of the house. So she convinced the guy to talk to me. She's like, he just wants a local job. He doesn't mind that it's something he's done before or something that's easy for him. He's just looking to go somewhere and try to contribute. So I had a conversation with the guy, and he really liked me. He was we got along well, and he might be watching this video. Hope not, but it doesn't matter. So he's like, yeah, I it would be nice to have somebody like that I could refer to if I wanted to do something like he wanted to get a retirement plan for his business. And I said, yeah, I've done that. My business, I got an IRA set up for my business that I sold. I said, so I'm familiar with anything financial related. I'm definitely comfortable with. So he was like, okay, let's try it out, see how it works. So I went there, started last Wednesday. Just got more ET. Nice. ET, that's the way to go. Oil is going to be around forever. Forever meaning our lifetimes. So I wanted to like show that I was like reliable. I was like somebody he can trust. So of course I, was always reliable, on time, things like that. And if he ever gave me a task, I mean, it was fairly easy stuff, but I would never, he's like, do you want me to show you how to do something in Excel? I'm like, no, I can handle it. I'll do it. And if it's wrong, let me know, but I think I'm pretty comfortable. So I did everything he asked. And he even, like they were doing things really inefficiently. And like there was like a lot of manual stuff, like retyping things into Excel over and over. So I was like, I could like link all these Excel files up for you and it would eliminate all this extra work. and you don't make errors when you link it up, because when you type something in, there's a chance you type it in wrong, or but that's the only thing I could think of why he didn't want me to continue. I mean, we got along really well. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, you know. I worked 13 years in New York at much more stressful, difficult positions, and I remember the reason I left is the Great Recession in 08, 09. They were doing mass layoffs. Seemed like every company, every quarter, they were laying off tons of people because work was low. I never got laid off. So I was always proud of that. And now I get fired from this job. So it's kind of, I texted him. I said, can you just tell me the reason why? Like, of course he can't say, like, if the reason is that he thinks I'll kind of make his job obsolete, or like I'll be able to do a better job than him, he's not going to say that. You know, obviously there's risk for him saying things like that. But maybe I'm too. I think too highly of myself. Maybe it's just I'm not. I wasn't pleasant or something. I don't know. If I got laid off, I'd be like, please do not feel any type of way about this, Scott. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like I wasn't that super excited to work there, actually. There was another job I was more excited to work at because I thought I would learn a lot more from this other job. But so this job, I wasn't excited to work there. But then when I got there, I liked it because the people were nice. And he even asked me that Friday at 5, the day was over. We did all the work for the day, and we had like a 10-minute conversation. And he's like, so how do you like it so far? And I said, no, I like it because the main reason is because I like you. You're nice. You're easy to work with. It's just, that was the only concern when I started, was thinking back at prior people I work with. They were always stressed out. They were, I had bosses who would curse a lot and yell at people. So I just didn't want to deal with that. And my guess is sound like you have Christian values. Unfortunately, our corporate world, Christian. Well, I am Jewish, so, but I do think that he was probably intimidated. I actually cried when I was let go, and I loved that job I had. Had it only for 10 days. Yeah, it's kind of like, even if you don't want to go to the party, you still want to be invited. So it's not about like the fact that I can't live without this job. It's just that the fact that he let me go. Like, if but whatever. He's got a great channel, man. Do you sell covered calls? You know, I used to do covered calls a lot. You could call me Scotty. His name was Scott too, which is funny. I used to do covered calls fairly often when I first learned how to do it. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. But I don't do covered calls anymore. I just don't. If you kind of track this stuff over time, if you make like $200 here, $400 here, thank you, Jazz. That's really nice of you. I appreciate it. But like one time I did a covered call on Facebook, and I ended up like my stock got called away because the stock price went up. So if I didn't do the covered call on that particular stock, like the money I kind of lost. I mean, I didn't lose money but I could have made money if I didn't get it taken away. It kind of wiped out all the gains from the past covered calls I did. So I just didn't see that much of a value in it. And it's tricky because if you do covered calls on like a stock that doesn't move much, like say AT&T, or a stock that stays fairly steady, you don't get much premium. Like it's almost not worth it. Like, wow, I made $35 on the premiums by locking up my stock. I mean, if you have something like Tesla, my friend does it on Tesla, and he makes a lot of money on Tesla because the premium is a lot higher. Thank you, Byron. I appreciate it. But don't feel obligated to donate unless you want to. Don't feel like. Can you explain why there is a more premium money for covered calls, or at least why people say there's more premium? Well, the more volatile the stock is, the more premium. Because if you had a stock, and I could show you actual covered calls. Right. And I can do VBAs and macros too. It's been 10 years since I did anything in Excel, but you also need a lot more capital on YouTube. I think I'm ready to go on Voyager. I like Voyager. Let me see if I can remember this. So say you have a stock that pretty much is always around 30. It's like it always trades between 35 and 45. Like pretty much, it's always in a pretty tight range. And say you had 100 shares of that stock. It obviously depends how far out you go on the covered call. If you go out like 2 years, you're not going to make any money. If you go out like, it's based on the time difference, right? I mean, let me say, if you got 2 years, you're going to make a lot more than if you go out like 2 weeks. Because in 2 weeks, like if you did cover calls, say $50 cover calls on this stock, if you go out 2 weeks, you may only make like $5 after the premium, after the fee you pay to the broker. So it's almost like not worth it, $5. And the unlikely chance there's really good news, or there's a huge bull run in the market and the stock goes up to 55, then you kind of lost out on $500. One covered call is 100 shares. And that's the minimum you could do, one covered call. But say you go out like a year on this stock, then you may get like $300. Hey, Konstantin, what's up? Yeah, check out Konstantin's channel. He's really good. He knows his stuff. He did a live stream with me. So I think you should definitely do covered calls, because you're not going to learn about it until you do it. And once you start doing it, and you could kind of see the nuances of how the premiums work and like the strike prices. Thank you, Khaled. That's really nice. I appreciate it. But I just don't do it because when you invest, you want as much upside as possible, right? So covered calls does limit your upside. As long as you understand that and you realize you may lose a stock and you may lose a lot of upside. If you bought like a penny stock, a stock that was trading at like $1, you might not want to do covered calls on that, because you're looking for that time when maybe they get approval by the FDA for their drug, and then it goes from $1 to like $4, and then you make a lot of money. But if you're a stock that you have a lot of shares on, that can you believe how cheap Himax is? Yeah, Himax. It's the country risk. It's and South and Taiwan is not a huge credit risk country. It's because of the risk with China. They're double A. What's China's credit rating? China's A plus, so it's 2 levels down, because double A minus is below double A, then A plus is below. But it's really country risk. That's what you have to think about. And it's not, when you invest, it's not like you're concerned about the country folding but it's just the stock doesn't move as much because the perceived risk of investing in a Taiwanese company, which I don't think there's much risk in any country except maybe like Russia now, and obviously Venezuela, because they're just hyperinflation, and some countries in Africa. But a majority of the countries that have stocks traded, I don't think there's too much risk of like the country ruining the economy. People do confuse China with Taiwan, which is kind of like sad. I could understand normal people, but if you're investing, you should understand those are totally unique countries. But Taiwan, China. Well, wasn't there risk China was going to invade Taiwan? Is that the country, or is it South Korea? No, it's Taiwan, right? China. It is Taiwan, yeah. So I think that's the main risk, is China invading Taiwan and taking over. I think that's the main risk why the stock is low. But that's an opportunity to buy it, right? And when it's low. Different countries. You're on a CCP list now. What do you mean CCP list? Oh, you mean, I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, Taiwan and China are different countries. Added some CRM. Oh, Salesforce. Yeah, that's a good company. China confuses China with Taiwan too. Well, I don't think. How could you confuse China with Taiwan? I guess it's like people who say Japan or any country that speaks Spanish is Mexican, or people just don't. Isn't there a country? Sometimes I get confused on what's that country that's part of China, but it's separate from China? I don't know what I'm thinking about. Do you know? Isn't there a country that's used to be part of China? Hong Kong. Hong Kong. Hong Kong is not. It's in China, but it's not part of China, right? It's its own. Hong Kong, a country of parts. A whole territory was transferred to China in '97 as one of China's two special administrative regions. Diane, what's up? I guess it's like Puerto Rico. I mean, it's part of America, but it's its own separate entity. Doing great. Greetings from Bulldog Trading. Bulldog Trading, is that your channel? Bulldog Trading? You got this. Thanks, Elbokov. What is all these spam messages? I was Tibet, Hong Kong. Are these spam? It looks like a lot of spam, right? Starbucks. Did anybody see that video today on I did on BTCS? It was a little different than my normal videos. I think it was good. I think it was it's Crypto Joey. Zim, that's a good one. Because some of these stocks, it's really hard to do a DCF model. It's kind of... Hello? Oh, I'm all set. I figured it out. Thanks for calling though. Okay, bye. So I did BTCS. Let me know if you watched the BTCS video, because I think it's Adam, aka Lieutenant. Thank you. That's really nice of you, Adam. A lot of activity. I appreciate it. I'm not used to so much activity on my channel. So, and tomorrow is Star Bulk. Star Bulk, I have it overvalued like the previous time I did Star Bulk. Of course, that doesn't mean don't buy it, but it is getting up there in price, Star Bulk. I did Norton. Somebody asked for Norton LifeLock. And that was a long video. Watch the Norton LifeLock video. If you want to really understand financials, I do get... Thank you, Junk Savvy. Wow, this is the most this is definitely the most I've gotten, the most donations I've ever gotten. But I get deep into everything on Norton. There was just a lot to talk about. So if you want to like learn some more nuanced things about the financials, I made the channel, Scott. Keep up the great work. I knew this would make me feel better going doing a live stream. Because every time on my resume I have a link to my YouTube channel. Well, I have a link to one of the videos, like connecting the financial statements together. Because on Friday, the guy was telling me that, Joey, thank you. Wow, I can't believe this is the most I've ever gotten. He was telling me about like how he does this report on depreciation. And he's like, are you familiar with depreciation? So I'm like, Bullfrog, thank you. Wow, And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with anything on the financials. Um, yeah, but don't feel obligated to donate unless you want to. But don't. I'm not asking you to donate. Everybody, if somebody donates too, say thank you to that person. 'Cause do you ever like kind of like do something for somebody and you're not doing it for a thank you, but like it makes you feel better when you're acknowledged, even though in your mind you're like, I'm not doing this to get acknowledged, but when you don't get acknowledged, sometimes it's annoying and you'll feel like you're not doing it again, not helping that person. It doesn't matter whether it's financially or anything simple like holding open the door. If you don't get any acknowledgement, sometimes you just think it's pointless. Bulldog Trading. Is that your channel? What's your channel name? Do you have a channel? Uh, Low key. Thank you. Let me know if you have a channel. Um, oh, this is your channel. It is Bulldog Trading. Wait, did I have a comment on your videos? I'm trying to think. Bulldog Trading. Everybody, make sure you subscribe to Bulldog Trading. This is important. He's being extremely generous, which is really nice. Okay, I'll try to do this later. I don't want to do it now because then I have to show my credit card information. Let's see. So what do you focus on? Like, what's your like? I'm about the financials, as you know. Thank you, on Island Time. Like, what's your kind of like? I see you have crypto, AMC, GME. Heather, thank you. This is crazy. It's rare I even get one donation a live stream. Streamer spills coffee and destroys laptop live. That's funny. Okay, fam, great job. We focus on positivity, family, making attendees. You do a lot of videos. That's why you have a lot of subs. Like when people join YouTube, sometimes like people do stock videos. Sometimes they ask like, how did you have so many subs? And there's nothing special. I just say you got to make a lot of videos. If you make a video every week or every other week, you're just not going to grow much. It's going to take it forever. Just got to keep making videos, and then you just kind of grow into like your format. You kind of like evolve, and you figure it out. Hit the like. Crypto Joey. Live 24/7. Yeah, I got to invest in some crypto. Bitcoin. But Bitcoin's under 40,000 again. It was over 40 just a couple days ago. I wonder if that's a new resistance, 40,000. Because it was up there. It was almost 70, right? At one point. 67. 68. Do you believe crypto will go to basically zero? At one point, I did think crypto was never going to amount to anything. We're live 24/7, stocks by day, crypto by night. 24/7 live? Wow. That's pretty amazing. No, I think crypto will be around forever. Definitely not 18,000 crypto coins like there are right now. I think there's 18,000. I think there'll be like a dozen or so, like in 10 years. You can't, it's kind of like, like it's like, Bulldog, again, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to come over, definitely. And I'm going to donate. EV car makers, like, you're going to see tons pop up because people are trying to get a piece of that market. And we have seen a bunch pop up here and there, but you're going to see when the market matures, there's going to be only a few players. Like right now, like the main ICE cars, internal combustion engines, are like Ford, GM, Toyota. At one point, there was tons in the early 1900s, when it was getting more popular. You would see a lot more car companies trying to like make their own car and trying to like build a business from it, but only a few evolve and become big. Most go out of business. Like the .com thing, like you saw thousands of .coms, but how many are like successful and still around? Like Facebook, Amazon. So same thing with crypto. You can't, not all of them are going to be around, but Bitcoin is definitely a safe play if you want to go crypto. And I think Ethereum too, and a few others are safe plays, but I'm pretty confident Bitcoin's like the Tesla of EVs. I don't think there's much risk. Okay, see ya on Island Time. Thanks a lot. Keep up. Thank you. Dogecoin. I don't know if Dogecoin will be around in 10 years. It might be. I'm not sure. But I do think there'll be an active market for definitely Bitcoin. And watch the video I did today, because I think it at least opened my eyes up to the importance of blockchain and how it will revolutionize things. Because I always thought of, hey Diane, I always thought of crypto as a worthless currency, and what's the point of it? But once you understand blockchain and how like kind of like, because if you think about like the internet is kind of like blockchain in a sense. It's a decentralized forum. Wherever you go, whatever place you go to, you can just log on to any website, right? Pretty much. You can have access to any website, and you can watch things, you can do things on it. But the current like financial system is decentralized. Like, you can't, if you have Chase Manhattan Bank, you can't take money out of Bank of America. Like, if you have 20,000 in your Chase Manhattan Bank account and you go to a country that doesn't have Chase, they only have Bank of America's, you can't get anything out of it. Maybe you might be able to use their ATM and pay a high fee. But it's all kind of separate, right? Each bank account is separate within that company. Each company's separate. Where crypto, everybody can access anything, anywhere. So it's decentralized, like the internet. So that's what they're trying to evolve to. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it well, because I'm learning too. But once I went through that BTCS video, yeah. So my next video is, well, in the queue is, I'm going to do Acosti today. BBIG. I got fired today. from the job I only worked at for 3 days. Kex, MATX, these are shipping companies, Nintendo, and DD. That's in the queue. Because after I sold my business, in the beginning, I liked having all the free time, but then I was getting a little bored because oftentimes I would be done with my video. I do a video a day, be done by like noon or 1 p.m. and I'd be kind of bored the rest of the day trying to find things to do. So I was looking for a job local, either part-time or full-time. And this recruiting agency contacted me and said, "Oh, there's a job. It's a bookkeeper job," and it was right near my house. And the manager, he said, "This guy's overqualified. Why is he applying?" And then the job agency, the headhunter, she's like, "He just talk to him. He's okay if it's a job he's really comfortable with. He just wants something local and he just wants to contribute to somewhere, and he's interested." So the guy, it took him a while to set up a call with me because I don't think he thought I was a good fit. But we had a Zoom call and we got along well. And he was how long did it take you to research and make a video? I can usually get it all done in 5 hours. A lot of that is editing, but I have the process down pretty well. And it may take someone a lot longer to make that same type of video, but it's kind of like changing a tire on a car. The first time you do it, it could take you 3 hours because you don't have no idea what you're doing. But after 100 times, 15 minutes. That's how it is. Like, I don't even need, it's kind of like going through the financials. Like, I've done it so much. I don't need like time to like figure out what each term means. So it's pretty, I could do it fairly quickly going through the financials and piecing things together to tell a story. And the thing is, I started last Wednesday, so I only worked 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we got along well. And I made a point to kind of like not be like over like, I try to make a point to be like a reliable person. Like, I would be proactive and I would get everything done. Like, and he's like, "Do you need me to show you how to do this in Excel?" I'm like, "No, I go, don't worry about it. Let me do it. And then if anything's wrong, let me know. But this is the best way for me to learn." So I got everything done real fast, but I could be wrong, but I think the reason he fired me, haven't kept up with your videos lately. Are you still holding? No more waiter. Operating cash flow is the most important for me. Yeah, I don't have much expenses. So it's fine. It's just the idea of someone firing you. But Starbulk is coming out tomorrow. But they were doing things, it was really inefficient. Like, people were like doing a lot of manual typing, even while it was already in Excel. Like, they were retyping. And I was like, I told them, like, I could kind of connect all these files together so you don't have to retype anything. And not only does it save time, is that when you retype, like, somebody could type it in wrong. And then you find out later and it's a headache trying to find and to fix it. So you make no errors too when it's all automated. But I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of, because maybe he just didn't like me. I don't know. When I first started following you, it sounded like you were skeptical about crypto. I was skeptical about crypto. but now I understand it a little better. And I I think if you watch the BTS CS video, maybe you'll understand it more too. That's how they cover. I got fired for the first time 3 years ago. I almost cried. I was top worker, but they didn't want me. I don't know as well since I left the company is doing worse. Yeah, it's almost like it's not like you're gonna jump off a bridge if you get fired, but it's just like the rejection kind of part. Like it's just like, and you never know really why, but it's not that big of a deal. But I think blockchain, the way I understand now that I understand blockchain better, I do see a lot of value in how it's going to revolutionize the way the internet and the way uh, we transact things, because it's a um, it's let me bring up the video. During last year, they added proof of stake, and this year they added the first Bitcoin dividend, called a dividend. At the end of their hard-earned money is blockchain. It's a distributed ledger maintained by a network of computer nodes. Maybe this will help me understand it, like explain it better. So, um, um, so blockchain. Well, right now, um, it's a been teaching about Bitcoin and blockchain for 8 years and the stock market for 20 years. Really? Because the reason everything's so smooth and easy with blockchain and crypto is because you can transact with anybody anywhere, and it's really fast, no fees, and pretty much almost no chance of getting hacked. When you go to when you have to deal with a bank, you can't transact with just anybody. Like you have to find, if a merchant you're trying to buy from, oh, we don't accept American Express, or oh, we don't do PayPal, we're cash only. So it's not always, you have to find out if they accept your payment. That's the first step. Then there's a delay in the payment, and then there's fees. Because if you have money with a bank like Bank of America, and you go to another country or even another state that doesn't have a Bank of America, you might have to pay a high fee to use that ATM, or you may not be able to access your money, right? If it's a totally different bank. But with blockchain, you can access it anywhere. It's like the internet. If you think about the internet, it doesn't matter where you are. You can access pretty much any website. I mean, pretty much. The internet works similar to blockchain in that respect. But this company, it's interesting the way they talk about it, because the way the internet was evolved, the first email was in 1972, but that was probably between two massive computers, and then and there was emails between companies, but it was very archaic, and it wasn't very easy to do. So it took a while for it got to the mainstream where we could sit in our homes and send emails to each other or access the web. So it took like 20 years. And that's kind of like the progression with blockchain. First Bitcoin transaction was in 2009, and that's kind of like the proof, like of does it work Bitcoin? And it seems like it does work. It seems like enough people um, have accepted it, and it seems to the point where it's going to be around. Um, and then, so blockchain will really take the internet to a new level. That's kind of like um, I talk about a little in a video, but when you understand it in that respect, it does make me more interested in blockchain and crypto. Not so much crypto, more so blockchain. But crypto is part of it, and I don't see. I'm still holding, but I'm not sure if I should exit a loss. SPACs are poison. That's correct. Flip, what are your plans? How do you split your assets between stocks and crypto? Well, I'm 100% stocks, so I mean, I don't really I don't have any crypto. And I'm not sure if I'm going to buy crypto. I think I may buy a company like this, like Coinbase or like a BTCS type company. That'll give me exposure to crypto. It's kind of like you don't have to buy physical gold. You can just invest in the ETF GLD, or you can invest in a gold mining company, or you can invest in a company that sells gold. So you can have exposure. And obviously, when gold prices go up, gold mining stocks go up. Same thing with these companies. When Bitcoin is really bullish and going up a lot, so do these stocks. Waiter's a SPAC. Yeah. Wait. Now you're confusing me. Okay. Lancadia. Yeah, Lancadia Holdings. Did anybody see that TV show with Tillman Fertitta, $1 Million Buyer? I used to watch it. It was like 4 years ago. I liked it a lot. He owns a lot of hotels, restaurants. His company acquired Waiter. You're thinking about the benefits of crypto, but that exposure doesn't give you access to those benefits necessarily. I do have a bond, that's true, but I generally don't buy many bonds. When that expires, I'm probably not going to buy another one. Crypto is pretty volatile. So I was just saying, investing in a crypto mining company or Coinbase, it does give you kind of exposure to it. Andy, what's up? Thanks. What channel do I have to go to? Bulldog Trading. That's the one I have to go to later. Bulldog Trading. 49 minutes. So what? This GRNR Global X ETF. It's up 2,500% today. PBR. I think, yeah. I mean, I'm really bullish on Meta. Yeah, definitely. This just started trading today, or it looks like it started last week. This stock, 2,400. They must have done a 25-for-1 reverse stock split. The reverse stock split. Check out. Yeah, I don't understand that. That can't be right. Casa Systems. You ever see, like, you ever look at the top? Does the sell after the third rate hike rule apply? I'm not sure what that means. Sell after third rate hike? You mean when they increase interest rates, selling after they increase it the third time? Well, I used to own a bunch of things, but now I just own my home that I live in. I thought about buying rentals, but I just kept the money in the market. Instead of buying a rental, I just put $250,000 into Berkshire Hathaway. I only invest my holiday money into crypto as I cannot go on holiday. My investments are in Rolls Royce. I like Rolls Royce. No, I just paid down my home. That's it. Do you guys look at this, the top stocks of the day? Every day, I don't look at my portfolio. I rarely look at it. But I always look at top gainers, top losers for the day. BBIG is up 5%. You always see, if you see if you see like a Chinese stock on this list, you'll then see lots of Chinese stocks. Like if you see a few oil stocks, so things kind of move together. Ally Financial up 5.5%. Nordic is up 6%. PBF Energy. PBF. Let's see the top losers for the day. I never know, like, these usually the top gainers and losers I've never heard of before. Nectar Therapeutics, Genius Group Limited. This has nothing to do with the genius who he talks with. Hey Scott, what are your thoughts on recent sell-off of ARK investment stocks? I think ARK might be at a good price now. I have nothing against Kathy Wood. I think she definitely knows her stuff. But she was invested in a lot of these stocks that were really driven up during a pandemic, but she's just trading pre-pandemic levels, a little above. But she may go way up again. I don't think it's a bad fund. She has a lot of Tesla, that's been keeping her up. Vero, I see that going up a lot the past few days. WeWork. Wasn't there like a thing about WeWork, how it was like a scam? Well, maybe that's another company. Disruptive stocks. Yeah, that's a good one. Disruptive. That's probably better. description. Bolt Therapeutics. Ichi, I think that's how you pronounce it, Ichi. This is I think this is like the YouTube of China, or it's similar to YouTube. You correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what Ichi is. Tencent. Okay, so it looks like Chinese stocks are down today. Open Door. Open Door. What a crappy company, Open Door. I should have shorted them. I knew it. I knew they're going to come crashing down. Everything's so easy, hindsight, right? What do you think about Peter Schiff's view on crypto market? I used to love Peter Schiff. I used to think of him as like one step below Warren Buffett, but he's so bearish on almost everything except gold, because he owns a company that sells and stores gold. He's extremely bearish, but he's really smart. He definitely knows his stuff. But he every day he predicts the market is going to crash. He's kind of one of those guys. We're done, and he got it right. The subprime market crash, the Great Recession. He predicted it, but if you predict it every single day the market's going to crash, you will be right at one point. So it's, as inflation is clearly coming, what sectors should we focus on? I mean, inflation is just is like a tax on savings. So if you have $1,000 in your savings account or checking account, the value of that decreases due to inflation, because you're not going to get probably any interest on it, like less than 1%. So it's really a tax on savings. So just don't put money in savings if you want to avoid inflation risk. How do you do that? I don't know. What's the best stocks to invest in? It's the same way. Investing in buying real estate is a way to avoid putting money to savings. Buying a car is not a good way. That's a depreciable asset, unless, of course, you need a car. So just buying stock. Yeah, he lives in Puerto Rico. Yeah. But what stocks are the best for inflation? I don't know. It just like, I would just say what stocks are the best, period. Whether inflation or not. So I think pretty safe big companies. I like Facebook a lot. You don't have to like Facebook, but you can go with like companies like Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, like pretty stable companies that have been around a while, that offer products or services that are very important. Like when you see a company like BarkBox, this is another SPAC. It's not like a bad company. I like what they do. They send monthly packages to dog owners. You sign up for a subscription, and then you could do it like month to month, I think. It's a cool business model, but I don't think like a stock like this is like a great for an investor. I think it's good for people who work there or own it, but for an investment, I don't know. I don't see as much upside with a stock like this as I do with, like, say, a company that like an oil company, or a company that sells a product that's like a Tesla, or a company that sells a product that like pretty much anyone needs anywhere in the world, that's somewhat scalable. Yeah, REITs are good. Bark has no CFO still. If you want to save money, like what Hi There guy said, just don't invest in SPACs. I mean, it's not like every SPAC is garbage, but like 95% lose like almost all their returns. Like this one, what is it down? 70 65% since the peak, since it started trading at 10. KHC, yeah, the stocks like that, like Kraft. Yeah, my Kraft was down for a long time. It's finally up. Yeah, I got Kraft. Yeah, I can't remember let me look at the big screen. And if you're comfortable with the stock, don't sell it. I mean, because like I bought, yeah, I think it was on April Fool's Day. I think that's when I bought. Yeah, I think I got it around like 36 or something, Kraft. Around, yeah. If it was April 1st, then yeah. Say I got around 40. And then I was happy because I was up right away, like 10%. And then for the next 9 months, I'm down. I was down 20, 30% of my worst. Now I'm up like 5%. So just hold out. Over time, it's gonna, it could take many years, but don't sell out of fear. Of course, sell if you realize the company's not a good investment. Like, well, Waiter, I was just like, I thought they had their stuff together, but I realized I think it's just a crappy company. So, I learned from it and I sold it and I move on. The is an inflationary ETF. What story has changed for Waiter that made you sold it? I just, the more I read about like the company and how it's run, it just doesn't seem. I thought they were like, I don't know. It's just hard to put into words. I just didn't like the stuff I was reading about, and I guess if their financials were improving, I wouldn't say that either. But I guess a lot has to do with their financials. Like, I think I bought it. When did I buy it? Around here, I think. And they kept reporting worse numbers, and I just saw. I thought they figured things out because they changed. The new CEO came and he changed like the two big things he changed that I thought were great, which saved them a lot of money. He changed all their drivers from W-2 employees to independent contractors, similar to Lyft and Uber. That's how those companies stay in business. Because if they were W-2 and they had to pay taxes and they had to give them benefits, these companies couldn't be in business. So he did that. That was huge. And then he looked at all the cities they operate in, and there was like 100 cities or so that they were losing money. So he exited those cities, because you would think a city like Phoenix or Atlanta would be great, right? A big city, but no one wanted Waiter in those big cities. They all used like Uber Eats, so he couldn't compete. So he focused on the more rural, smaller markets that he had mainly the exposure to, and not like those big brands. So it seemed like, but I don't know. I just don't see the numbers are getting worse, and I can't remember what I read about the company, the management, but I just didn't like a lot of things. So I would avoid Facebook. I would never buy Meta. I didn't buy Himax. I mean, if Himax was in the US or even in Canada or the UK, I would probably buy it. It's just that I think the country risk, I think it's gonna. You could sit on these stocks. They could trade sideways for a decade or 5 years before you see much. I just don't see as much upside just because of the country risk. The risk of China invading Taiwan. That's the main risk, I guess, why the stock isn't trading as high as it should be. Pinterest, and it keeps falling. If you're really bullish on a stock and it falls, yeah, then you should definitely dollar cost average. But if you're not confident about a stock, then maybe just keep it the way it is. And sometimes it's hard. You're confident, but the stock goes down, then you lose your confidence in the stock. When a stock goes up, you're like, I love this company. It's the greatest company in the world. And they're making more money. And you think you're a genius and nothing can go wrong. And then the stock goes down and you're like, God damn it, I hate this company. They're terrible. But look at their financials and try to gauge. It's hard to gauge the future. Yeah, I mean, it looks good, right? The revenue looks really good. And this is the kind of company like Pinterest. It's easily scalable. You can sell ad space very easily. It's accessible almost anywhere. There's a lot of competition with companies that do what Pinterest does. But Pinterest is a pretty big company. It's not a SPAC, Pinterest, right? No, it can't be a SPAC. I'm not sure what you mean. You think people understand Facebook more than genetics? By genetics will go up in a few years. Yeah, it can't be, right? Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, I'm bullish Intel. I really hope I'm bullish Netflix. My highest risk stock is Appcelera. I'm down the most in that one. That's probably the stock that has the lowest market cap that I own. But Baba, I was buying the dips. Now it's back down to 95, so I'm probably down a good amount. I didn't buy it that high though. My friend got it around 200. I got it at 120, then like 100, something like that. And I had a buy order in at the 15th when it was trading in right before it jumped up over 100 in one day. I had a buy order for a big order at around $80 on the 14th or 15th. I can't remember. And I didn't pull the trigger. I was too scared. And then the next day it goes up like 30%. But maybe in like 3 months it's going to be $60, $50. I don't know. Too early to Roblox. Just remember to tell folks that you're not giving financial advice, even though I agree. Yeah, no financial advice. I say that at the end of the video. Well, there's a pop-up. Roblox. I'm not sure about Roblox. I know I'm wrong with this, but I think of it like a fad, like you get financial advice from WhatsApp. How do you get it from WhatsApp? Like, are you following somebody? But yeah, but I got to learn more about Roblox. It seems like people are really focused on that one game, earning Robux or buying Robux. I don't know. I don't see it as a company. I see it more of as like a really popular game right now. From the Scots in your comment section that want me to contact them through WhatsApp. Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't. We need to know what Pelosi's husband. Right. What is Pelosi's husband buying? That's the next stock that goes way up. Yeah, Netflix. I'm definitely down on that one. I got it when it fell to like 360, and I thought that was a great price. It's come down. I'm not down a ton, but I mean, imagine owning it in the 600s. I mean, even almost 700, 500, 400. But you're still up a ton. I remember in 2011, I wanted to get it. I'm like, oh no, it went up like it 5x'd from like a few months ago, like when 2011. I'm like, I would have 10x right now if I did get it in the 30s. I would have been up 20x at one point. That's a great company, Netflix. It's a well-run company. Just starting to present. Nvidia is a good one. You know, these are the type of things you can't really. Of course, you can lose and win at anything, but playing it safe. Pick a solid company. And it's on a dip. It's down what, 50% almost from the peak, 40%. I mean, Netflix has a lot of competition. They do, but they are number one, and that's a huge. The thing I like about Netflix is that when your company is referenced, and it's as not the company, because you never say like, let's Toyota tonight, or let's Ford, or like Netflix and chill. Like, it's just kind of like part of our vernacular. Netflix is just like, you know, when like Kleenex is a company name, but it changed. Instead of people saying tissues for anything, they call it a Kleenex. They don't even call other brand names their brand name or tissue. Sometimes they just say, you have a Kleenex. That's like Netflix. It's just like the new like way to communicate about things. It's just it's the brand name is really strong. Exactly. And no competition is a terrible thing, because competition is marketing. It creates more marketing and creates more people interested in your product. Any thoughts on Tyson? Have a couple of long-term call options. Mike Tyson? I don't think I've ever done a video on Tyson. Oh, they're getting up there. Wow. They dropped to 60. They're up 50%. Thoughts on the genomic revolution coming? No one understands Palantir's business model. I agree. That's why I sold. Like, genomics, it sounds great, and it's like I can't even wrap my head around what they do. Like, I can't really understand it that well. So it's just really hard to like know, and you don't know which stock is going to be big. It's kind of like, if you could have picked the .com that made it, like if you could have picked Amazon, but like so many people picked other stocks because there was a lot of .coms. I remember investing. Does anybody remember investing in the .com companies back in 2000, 99, 98? I can't remember the names of some of them, but yeah, there was a lot of them that looked really good, but almost all of them went bankrupt. So you have to identify which one is going to be around in like 10 years, or even if the industry will be successful. Wow, you put 100K in ARC and CRISPR? Wow, it's a lot of balls. Uh, what's better now? Well, oil is a safer play, and fertilizer is pretty safe too. Um, container ships is so volatile. Um, it's such a volatile industry. Like, Starbulk. Like you could make so much money or pretty much lose. So it's trading so high, Starbulk. Like look at the 5 year. You're like, wow, this is a really good stock. It's up like 400%. Let me do the comparison with the S&P. Like, okay, in 5 years, S&P is up 87%, Starbulk is up 240%. You're like, wow, looks like a good stock, right? It pays a nice dividend. Like it's like 25%. What the hell happened? I don't know what's going on. Okay, so if you go 5 years, it looks great, and if you pull it out, in the past 6 years, it's down 39%. Look how much it's down. Like if you go back, and look, it's down almost 100%, like 90. They have to do reverse stock splits all the time just to stay in business. I mean, the way I think about investing is I buy it and I want to hold as long as I can. Of course, if I need money, I have to sell, but I want to hold 10, 20, 30 years. Over time, you can't do that with stocks in the shipping industry. They pretty much, they're so volatile, they pretty much go down over time. If you time it right, like even if you bought it in 2015, you'd be down 70%. But if you happen to time it right and bought it anytime in like 2017, 18, 19, this huge oil run, you would have been up a lot. But if in 3 years from now, watch, it's gonna come right back down. It's just too volatile. And like you see, the S&P 500, it just pretty much goes up over time. Even if there's dips here and there, just you could wait it out. Are you not describing cyclical? Are you not just describing cyclical industries? Let's see. Commodities too. Like, why did it? It's the same thing with commodities. Let's see. You can't even see that. Okay. So gold. So it's up 50% since 2015. If you bought it 10 in 2011, you'd be down a pretty good amount. If you bought in 2007, you'd be up. You could have doubled, which isn't amazing in 15 years doubling. It's okay. It's pretty much any commodity. You can't hold it long term. You can, because in the long term, you usually don't make money. You got to time it right with commodities. But with any stable company, nobody knows which company is going to be stable for the rest of their lives. But any good company like a Walmart or CVS, it's just pretty much over time you're going to see growth. Unfortunately, Intel not that way, but of course, if you bought it 40 years ago, you'd be up a lot. But it peaked in 2000. It's still not where it was in 2000. It's 50% or 40% below 2000. So this is the .com crash, but it never recovered. I mean, it is up from the bottom. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. But yeah, but it's a timing game. If you happen to invest and have a lot of money around a market crash, you're going to always be positive. But if you happen to have a lot of money right before the crash, it may take you 10 years to ever make a profit on no matter what you invested in, unless you picked like a really good stock and you happen to get lucky. Let's see the biggest. I still have to do a video today. Casa Systems is the most traded stock today. 130 million. I never even heard of this. Casa just means house. Is it like a Spanish communication equipment? Me communication equipment, your communication equipment. Camber. The Camber is always highly traded because it's so cheap, $1. It's a good time to buy dry powder. Is Teladoc? Twitter's up again. AMD, Apple, Sundial. Yeah, Verizon's another good one. Look, this is. I'm in this video.
Adolescent children at home who need to be educated. So I feel like
watch it right here.
Yeah, that's it.
Doing math easy at home, I've been excelling in math.
Jacob is a really bright kid.
So that would be 56.
He's adapted really well to doing online.
It's 1 hour of my day that I know that I'm not going to be bored.
So good work.
Mathnasium, changing lives through math.
At home.
They did what's it called? A COVID video to try to show how we're doing at-home tutoring. That happened, I think at the end of 2020. Yeah, T-Doc is interesting. Kathy Wood likes this company, right? It's still trading above its IPO price. But look how high it was, 270. You know, because I was fired from this job today. I was temping. I mean, it wasn't like a full time. I was like temping at this job because I'm getting kind of bored. after I do my video, like I'm usually done with my video around 1 p.m., maybe 2 p.m. And then for the rest of the day, I'm like just bored. I try to do things, research, but after a while, so I found this local job, and the guy fired me today. Yeah, this recruiting agency called me and said, "Oh, there's a job for bookkeeper." And then she sent my resume to the company, and the guy said, he's overqualified. Why does he want to work here? And then a headhunter said, he's interested. He just wants a job that's close to his house. And I talked to the guy, and then he's like, and we got along well. We had a good conversation over Zoom. So he said, okay, let's try it out. And he seemed interested. He seemed like he was excited that I was there to somebody to kind of help him, because he mentioned like things like, oh, we want to get a retirement plan here. We want to get this and that. I said, yeah, I've done that at my company. I did everything he asked. I could be wrong, but I think, because they did a lot of things very inefficiently. Like they would spend like a lot of time like retyping things. They were already in Excel, already on another program, and they would just retype them or do all this stuff. And I told them, I said, I can just link all the stuff together. You don't have to retype it. And you won't make a mistake, because you might make a mistake when you type it. I was telling them like some of the stuff that they were doing, maybe you should do it this way, but maybe I should just do it the way they want to do it. I don't know. Well, you're heading out west to, it is how they hide the fraud. Stop poking around. Yeah, I don't think it was fraud, but I just think they're just a little inefficient. But what are you gonna do? I just gotta learn, I guess, from my mistakes. And I liked it too, because on Friday we were talking. He's asked me. He goes, "So how do you like it so far?" He goes, "So what do you think?" I said, "No, I do like it. I said I like you because you're easy to work with. You're friendly. I had jobs where I had bosses who just weren't that friendly, who were a little, stressed out all the time, which makes me stressed out. So I like the atmosphere, and I don't know. The wheel is witchcraft. They don't like their mistakes being shown by someone lower grade." Yeah, I probably shouldn't have. And I said, I'm not looking to change anything. I know. I'm just saying, because I was replacing somebody who was retiring. I said, I'm not going to change anything because I know she's used to it this way. But I said, over time, I think I could streamline a lot of the stuff, and it would eliminate. I guess it would eliminate a lot of some of the people, maybe eliminate some of the jobs there, which maybe he didn't want that. I don't know. Learn from mistakes. I'm an accounting professional myself, and I would expect forward thinking like that for my team. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even change anything. I was just suggesting, but I guess it could come off a little obnoxious. Someone who just started who's saying you should do it this way and that way. Because he's like, here, type this in the sheet, and I'm like, I'm like, it's in Excel. I mean, I'm just gonna copy and paste it, right? I don't want to like type it in. He goes, no, that you're wasting time copying and pasting something over when you could have been done already. I was like, no, I go, I was like, look, I don't have to even, once I set up the formula, it's done. Like all I have to do, there's nothing to do. You drop the tab inside the file and it's all uploaded. I don't have to do anything. It's not like I wouldn't waste any time. Point of getting along with others in the workplace is having to take account of their egos. But it's speculation. I don't know. I actually went in this morning too, and he texted me. I didn't pitch him any stocks. He did know about my YouTube channel because he asked me if I understood like if I was comfortable with financials, like because that's what a big part of the job was. And I said I actually have a YouTube channel where I show people how to understand financials by looking at stocks. He's like, what? And he was showing me one of his reports on depreciation. He's like, do you understand how depreciation works? I'm like, and I wasn't obnoxious. I'm like, I just said I'm pretty comfortable with with most of the things on the financial statements. Yeah, it was a SPACs. It's always a SPACs. What? It always comes back to SPACs. That's so true. Okay, well, I better get off because I got to make my video for the day. I didn't start it. So yeah, thanks for cheering me up and getting me through this situation. Check out my BTCS video if you want to learn about blockchains. Okay, I'll see you later.